in Pool C, Russia against Georgia. A match with plenty on it. Two old rivals. A rivalry that extends beyond the rugby field. So here are the team. Russia, who will be part of the core teams in next year's World Series after their win in Hong Kong at the end of last year. Georgia, who perhaps will have a more accomplished history at 15s, but still taking their first strides in the sevens format, although they do have two players here who have experience of playing in the World Rugby Series. So it will be the Georgians wearing white. Their captain Dmitry Perov of Russia. Georgia 10th overall in the standings. They picked up 4 points in Moscow and 4 points in Lyon. And alongside the Colin Gregor. Colin Russia, you've seen a bit of them over the course of the last year or so. They were up at Glasgow in the sevens there, the penultimate event in the Sevens World Series. What do you make of them?
They're a team that are developing into a really strong outfit. I think another side that show the value of just staying together and playing together as a unit. A lot of the guys here were part of the team that won that tournament in Hong Kong that got them their world status for next year, and then played again at Glasgow as well. A lot of physicality, as you'd expect from the Russians, although Georgia will try and match that today, but Russia have got a little bit more rugby knowledge about them as well. Their captain in particular is a great player.
Well, that was a knock forward from Russia. The ball picked up there by Lozovaritsa, just inside the Russia half. Both of these countries with a fine Olympic tradition, of course, going back to the days of the old Soviet Union, and I know that in talent spotting, particularly the Georgians have been looking at Olympic wrestlers and the like. The pass a little bit loose, but the foot there of Lozovaritsa just staying inside the touchline. The tackle from Mikhail Babayev. Babayev, a talented centre in the 15s format. Nearly all these players in the Russia squad have earned caps at international level in the 15s game. Who will ever forget the World Cup game? I'm talking about the 15s format in 2011 in New Plymouth, in the shadow of Taranaki. Russia against the United States. Ball hook round well there. Russia keeping hold of possession, but Kovakhidze coming in with a very hard hit and dispossessing Russia, but doing so illegally.
Yeah, that was a great hit from Kovakhidze there from Georgia, really setting the tone. Georgia set their mark out in defence. They've asked a few questions that Russia haven't been able to answer here, and Russia playing the smart game and taking a little bit of territory, popping that one into touch. And again, it's just the cool head of Perov, their captain there, just knows where to play the game and apply a little bit more pressure onto Georgia now with this line out, and hopefully subsequent possession for the Russians.
Well, if you go through the French top 14, you can barely find a squad that is without a front row forward from Georgia. The Sonata type's a little bit different here, the Georgians, but they all look very fine athletes. The pass a little bit loose there from the captain Perov, but it's picked up neatly by Davidov. So once again, it's Kovakhidze who is penalised. Ball taken on there by Gostyazev. Gostyazev taking a lot of knocking down. Eventually the tackle does come in. But there it is for Lazarenko. Feeds the ball out to Gostyazev. There's Babayev again. As you'd expect of these two teams. No shortage of physicality. And often we think in terms of sevens of a game of open spaces and good hands and flyers, but there is a real physical element as well, isn't there? Here though, we do see one of the flyers. This is Kikbatsa. Kikbatsa stepping inside the tackle. Right, for a moment, Philip Top hang hold of the catch, and then the offload doesn't quite go to hand. Nelansa couldn't keep hold of it.
That was a fantastic passage of play from Georgia. Started with their defence deep in their own half, where it looks like they've got smart around the ruck situation and the laws, and really unfortunate at the end there that the offload was maybe a little bit out of control and fired a little bit low, and unfortunately the knock-on, the subsequent knock-on from Georgia. Really encouraging start for them though.
Crowd building all the time over on the far side. Rugby of these parts is a real success story, and Georgia disrupting the Russian pack. And a neat little backplay and picked up. That's Billy, but then the ball goes forward. Well, it's just that final touch, isn't it, that Georgia are lacking at the moment?
Yeah, indeed. That Messi would have been proud of that little through the legs back flip from
it. Was very clever, wasn't it?
Ladze there down the sidelines, and just again, unfortunately, that last offload maybe a little bit low, and they can't quite get over the whitewash.
So I rather suspect that this Georgia squad operates on a rather smaller budget than Lionel Messi. Penalty being awarded there by Ian Tempest, the referee from England. Off go Russia again from Gostyazev.
He's legal, advantage.
Well, Georgia scrapping for everything, and that time they forced the knock on.
Russia just struggling to keep hold of possession. That Georgia are really smart around the breakdown. They're recognising when it's on to throw numbers there. They're recognising when the tackler can maybe pop up and try and target ball from the Russian side. Even though Kobakidze got one wrong legally earlier on, they're asking these questions of the Russians around the breakdown, and currently Russia are struggling to maintain possession and get their game flowing.
Sorry? Yeah, you might.
Well, we've got a brief lull in proceedings. I can tell you about a very interesting player on the Georgia side, Matt Janney, wearing 9, 3-time Oxford Blue, studying Russian at Oxford University. He actually qualifies to play for Georgia because his grandfather was born in Tbilisi. The Janney family have been in England for almost a century now. There he is. And over the course of the last year, he's been in a process which involved a little bit of legal pushing and pulling to prove his Georgian citizenship, convince everybody that his grandfather was indeed a Georgian. And I'm told actually that the family name, now Janney, it once was Yanishvili. So Matt Janney, many people might have come across. He's outstanding rugby player, and who knows, may even end up at the World Cup in 15s towards the end of the year. He's on the periphery of the squad. He's an old roommate as well of Sam Edgerton, who's playing for England this weekend. They used to share a room when they were playing rugby at Oxford. Anyway, we hope he has a good weekend. Bit of pirouetting there from Lazarenko, and then a tremendous offload. Off goes Babiev, looking for the inside pass, and he finds the captain Perov, but Perov can't keep hold of it. And away comes Janney, and there's the offload, and there's another knock-on. And off goes Simplikakovic. And Denis Simplikakovic gets the opening score.
Russia made to work hard for it. I think they expected to get an easy run in there, but great work by Matt Janney, you've just been talking about, to chase back there, but unfortunately for Georgia, that offload there just goes to ground again. And I think Matt Janney, probably a little tired from his previous exertions, just falls off that tackle, and Simplikakovic trots in, and Russia take the lead.
Well, we'll be restarting, guys.
Yes, I think it would be fair to say that the sevens play of both these teams at the moment lacking real structure. Very error-ridden from both sides, and then really was a question in the end of whose hands it would fall into, with the gap opening up for Simplikakovic. And a decent conversion attempt, but it slips wide. And we will have time for the restart. So one more phase of play. And it does just take 1 second on the clock in this format to score a try, doesn't it?
It does indeed, yes. So an opportunity for Georgia to regain the kick-off here. Again, maintaining possession, although Russia have just gone long, and they're obviously happy with going to half-time with the 5-0 lead, which Georgia have made them work very hard to achieve.
Oh, good thinking there, good spot from the captain Dmitry Perov, seeing the gap. So Russia have the advantage at half-time. They lead the Georgians by 5 points to 0. And bear in mind, Russia are third in the overall standings, just 6 points behind Spain, a couple of points ahead of England. So they will be looking over their shoulders this weekend.
ორი წითელი ეგრევე უპირატესობა გვაქვს რა. ორი წითელი რა. ორჯერ გავაკეთეთ მაგ რა. იოსებ კარგია, კარგად გეხავთ. ზე ელოდეთ, მოჩიანი გონოდა. დამოტოვება არ გიქ. დამოტოვება, არა ითამაშე კაცი. ბოლოში ახალი სიტყვი ვიცებო მოვიდომოთ. ეხლა აი მათე ბოლომდე იომა უნდა დავხმარებოდი რა. აი ეს მარტო რა. იომა ის ბურთი მოვიდო. კიდე ყველა აქ უნდა მოვიდო რა. ამიტომ მოვიდო.
Well, we're just looking there at Lionne, who's the coach of the Georgian team. They've done pretty well in that first 7 minutes, holding the Russians to 5 points.
Мы должны сыграть в край. Обострить, они должны сюда бежать. Хорошо? Десяток убегу занять. Не стойте плоско. Максимум 1 раз.
Dmitry Perov, the Russian captain, doing most of the talking there. So these two sides in Pool C, the same pool as Georgia and Wales. Wales getting the first victory there against Belgium in the previous match. And just to refresh your minds about the qualification criteria today, it's all pool play. Each team has 3 matches, and then it's the leading 2 sides in each of the 3 pools, plus the 2 best third place sides who go through to the Cup quarter-finals. They'll be first up tomorrow. On there to Kostyazev. He spun round, presenting the ball, and once again, Georgia competing for it so well, and Eksetere, it was in fitting back, but now it's been lost again, and the ball goes forward, stabbed forward by Perov. And that is the problem. Great turnover there from Georgia, but having done that, they give the ball away. Not the first time we've seen that today.
Yeah, they have really stepped up to the plate defensively in this game against Russia. It's just unfortunate that their attacking game hasn't quite got going. As you mentioned earlier, they seem to lack a little bit of structure when they win these turnovers. It's about trying to get the ball to space, and they're not quite achieving this just now. But Russia are struggling to break them down, and if Georgia can maintain this intensity, then it's going to be a really tough game for Russia.
So Georgia have it. It's for Gogoglashvili. Fed back by Shkinin. Well, keeping possession now, the Georgians, taking it into the contact. That was Kobakidze. Fed back by Apsiori. Here's Jenny. And the speedster, Kikvatsa.
God, he's reloaded.
Touchline, and off he goes now. This is Matt Jenny. Looks inside, finds Kikvatsa. Kikvatsa, one of the quickest men on the pitch. And Georgia have the score. And it's under the post.
A fantastic score from Georgia. I've been really impressed with both Matt Jani and Kikvatsa, the centre and winger for Georgia. They worked well together there. Kikvatsa in his previous attack just managed to get back to feet and secure ball that allowed Jani to sneak down the blind side, and he supported him well on the inside, and a great running, and yeah, Georgia really in the chance with creating a little upset here.
Well, the clock's running here. They are limited with the amount of time that they can take to complete the conversion. And Kubakitsa has had to run all the way from his own 10-metre line to do it. And he has succeeded with it. And that is a crucial score.
Just great recognition from Gianni that Russia had left the ruck area a little bit unguarded, snuck down the blind side. Good support from Kikvadze getting up from his role in that ruck to support on the inside.
Gianni also showed his experience there. He realised he hadn't immediately got support, so he had to sort of kill a bit of time, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't in a position to pass the ball. Russia would have applied pressure to the Georgian line there, so did the right thing, recognised a little bit of space around the ruck area and exploited it.
So Russia being tested here. Well, that didn't go 10 metres. Here's one of the law variations. In the sevens format, it's a free kick, Russia ball. These restarts, making sure the ball is in play, one of the basic fundamentals, so a bit of a mistake made there. Good floated pass out to Gostyazev. They're up to the Georgia 22. Supporting run there, Davidov. Taken down just outside the Georgia 22. Here's Gostyazev. Gostyazev gets through the tackle. Powerful man, crashes his way over. One tackle missed there by Georgia, and it cost them a try.
Yeah, that's the fine margins that seven-a-side rugby can be, and this game maybe not expected to be quite so close, but that one missed tackle there, Simplikovic, a big strong runner, and exploits this, just a little bit of footwork there, and he gets that strong right-armed fend there, and no nonsense as he crosses the line.
Well, it's proving a good day so far for Denis Simplikovic. One of the mainstays of the Russian sevens squad.
An important 3 minutes now for Georgia, that they've thrown absolutely everything at Russia, just to see if their fitness levels are good enough that they can maintain that for the last couple of minutes, hopefully regain possession from this restart and apply pressure to Russia.
Perov gets it out of the middle. Well, that is very Gareth Steenson-like. The local man who has such a successful hit rate in the Aviva Premiership for the Exeter Chiefs. Not always the easiest ground to place kick on. A glorious facility, but the wind does blow a bit here. So there is the captain. Plenty of hang time there from Perov. Jenny was underneath it, but he didn't get his hand to it. A Russian player did, but he went forward.
Look on.
Another good high-hanging restart there. You saw Georgia after their score that Gogolashvili's kick didn't quite go 10, and immediately Russia regained possession. And although the Russian player Gostyazev chasing that kick couldn't quite regain possession, they're in deep in Georgia's half and ready to apply pressure.
Mind! Set!
Oh, the little fumble, the ball's gone forward, turned over. Chance now for Russia to seal the contest, taken into the contact by Davidov. That's Gostyazev. Little grab and a fumble. Georgia have come offside. Here's the captain, Perov.
Guys, thank you.
Neat pass out of the back of the hand. This is good handling from Russia. Starting to stretch now, playing with better pace, the Russians.
Advantage is now over.
And they've got an extra man over, and this will be the winning score. And it's that man, Simplikovic. Well, it's been a personal triumph.
I think Russia's overall fitness and just gamesmanship there just got them through at the end. That Georgia really asked a lot of questions of them, but when required, Russia just kept cool heads. Opportunity to take the quick tap penalty. They were smart around turning Georgia over at the breakdown, and then they secured possession here. couple of passes to the wide outside, and another nice score for the hat-trick hero of the day.
We will be restarting. Okay, let's play again. We are restarting.
The Russia captain Dmitry Perov being told by Ian Tempest that the match will be restarted. We've still got 20 seconds on the clock. Another good strike. Just slipping past the left-hand upright. Well, Georgia have won a couple of matches in each of the two tournaments in the series so far. They beat Romania and Belgium in Moscow, and Romania again, and Lithuania in Lyon. So Perov with the restart. Let's hang time on that. Palm back by Gostizev.
Advantage.
There's Lazarenko looking for the ball. Penalty. Georgia guilty of coming in from the side. And Dmitry Perov fires it into touch. And that brings the final.